I'm Denise, and I'm a patient here of Dr. Avi Herskowitz's at Anatera Medicine. I began becoming sick about 2 years ago with symptoms of extreme fatigue, joint pain, muscle pain, extreme headaches, dizziness, chronic fevers, and the like. I became eventually unable to care for my children. I became bedridden to the point that I was unable to get up anymore. At one point, I just resigned myself to thinking I was going to die. I tried to get help from many specialists, numerous specialists that diagnosed me with a variety of diseases, autoimmune diseases in particular, such as rheumatoid arthritis, ankylosing spondylitis, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, among others. I was put on several different medications, and eventually I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. Lyme disease seemed to explain many of my symptoms. I was put on antibiotics to treat Lyme disease, which is a common way of treating Lyme disease. However, my system was so suppressed at that point from other drugs I was on, it almost killed me. I was told by one of my doctors that if I didn't stop taking antibiotics and seek alternative therapy, that I was going to die. She didn't sugarcoat it at all. And I knew I was dying. I could feel my body dying. I was unable to get up anymore. I just could only stare at the lights in my ceiling day in and day out. And I had become so short of breath, it became difficult to even catch a breath any longer. I remember calling my mother, who was on vacation in Hawaii for 3 months, and telling her what the doctor had told me. She flew home immediately and said, "We can't let you die. We can't let this happen, Denise." I found out about Anatera Medicine and the cutting-edge therapy that they had to offer. I read about the Yelp reviews they had available, and it seemed every story sounded similar to mine. They came to Dr. Avi Herskowitz for help, seeking that remedy to save them from an imminent death like mine was going to be. I knew it was going to be. It had been affirmed by another physician that was caring for me. So we wanted, all of us, a way to stop that from happening. And Dr. Avi Herskowitz, I knew, had some alternative therapies that could potentially help me. So I went there with high hopes, and I began a certain therapy called a Hermann oxidative blood multipass therapy with an oxidative therapy called a Hermann device. The first day I tried it, the very next day I was able to get up and sit up for lengthy periods of time and get up, and I actually cooked dinner for my family. The next day I crashed, and I wrote to Dr. Herskowitz on the weekend. He said, "I want to hear from you on the weekend, Denise." I said, "Great." I loved the interaction he provided. And I wrote to him and said, "I was great the first day I got up, which was wonderful. I felt like I had a chance of rejoining the human race again." And he said, "It's not going to be a linear climb in your health. There's going to be some setbacks, 2 steps forward, 1 step back in your progress." I said, "Great, that's great. At least there's a glimmer of hope in the progress," which was excellent. It's more than I'd had. So we continued on with the therapy, and I said, I want my next hopeful, piece of hope, glimmer of hope, to be that I can drive again. I hadn't driven in 2 months, and I used to love driving. And then, of course, I need to be on my feet again, of course, to be able to care for my special needs child who is 8 years old. And so we put those goals to task, and I've done, as of to date, 6 rounds of Hermann therapy and supportive IV therapies. And today I drove for the first time all the way to San Francisco, which took me a little over an hour, and I am ecstatic. I am able to get up almost all the time, daily now. I'm getting up, I'm walking around, I'm taking baths daily again, which was something I couldn't do before. It took me, at once every 3 days I could take a bath, and that was all I could do that entire day. It exhausted me to the point of having to climb right back in bed, and that was all I could do for the day. Now it's an everyday thing. I'm able to put clothes on, put on a little bit of makeup, feeling vigorous again, vibrant again. I feel like my future's hopeful. I feel like I'm healing. My migraines have stopped. My dizziness has stopped. The blurred vision I was experiencing has stopped. The chronic fevers have stopped substantially. I have a little bit of a fever now and again, but again, I've just begun therapy, so I expect that those are going to go away entirely. I do expect a full recovery at this point. Instead of now waiting around my bed with a resolution of when I'm going to die, I'm waiting for Christmas. I'm waiting for happy things to come. I can see that I'm here at Anatara Medicine now, looking forward to my IV treatments because I know I'm getting better and better, and my progress is assured. Thank you.